The final bell rings and you're just in time. You wanna jump on the bus and take a ride. It's time to relax and watch a show or two. But then you'll realize you got homework to do. Now the pencils are down, your brain's about to blow. You gotta chill out, there's just one place to go. You just click play, it's that theme song you know. You're finally here, it's the after school show. Now sit back and enjoy the after school show.
Hey guys, welcome to the after school show. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for showing up. We sure did.
Yes, we're excited for today's episode.
Yeah, we're totally excited. We are live at youtube.com/afterschoolshow and of course live on facebook.com/lifeofdad because we're powered
by Life of Dad. All right, so quick thing, today we're talking about adoption. But before we get to that, make sure to follow us on Instagram at After School Show.
Bam, there it is, at After School Show.
You can check out the coolest stuff that we post.
Plus we do previews of episodes that we're gonna have, things like that.
Yes. Wait a second.
What?
What's in the box?
What's in the box? All right. What's in the box?
So
every day we hide something in the box. Every week we give you 2 clues on Tuesday and Thursday. What's in the box? What was Tuesday's clue?
Tuesday's clue was hexagonal.
Yeah, and what's
you can't
today's
really hear
clue?
it shake, but today's clue is sports.
There you
hexagonal and sports.
That's the clues. If you guess in the comments below, then we will maybe pick your name to send a prize out. So,
yes, that would be pretty awesome.
So that's pretty cool. Now don't leave because we're going to spin the prize wheel and we're going to show you some really funny, weird news of the day.
Yes, stay tuned.
All right, so I asked on the Facebook question on Life of Dad, has your life been touched by adoption? And would you ever adopt a child? Those are our 2 questions, and we want you to chime in with an answer. Hey to Paul, Hunter,
hey,
B.
Paul.
Rad. I don't think that's his given name. B. Rad. And Wilcox, Willix. Brian says he would love to adopt. It's just so expensive. Well, Willix, we will debunk that for you today. I will debunk that for you because I adopted Carlin and his sister, and it was not actually expensive. And somebody says, asked if it was the same Thrasher shirt you're wearing. No, different Thrasher shirt. No, he did a different Thrasher shirt. All right, we are going to hit you with some cool numbers today, some sad numbers and some good numbers. Just stay tuned. This is really important, and we're only going to be talking to you for about 10 minutes, so stay with us for this episode.
Yes.
Callie Rowland said, yes, I adopted my niece 6 years ago.
Oh, wow.
And was made to pay for... there was violence and abuse, and let's see, even though it's been the hardest thing to do, I'll love her forever, always as my daughter. Okay, awesome.
Well, good for
Callie,
you,
awesome.
Callie.
And Jean-Paul is just retyping our clues. That's pretty cool. I see some guesses. Jessica Berner was adopted. Well, then, Jessica, you should hit share right now on this video. And anybody that is interested in adoption, look, the least you can do if you want to help adopted kids is to hit share on this video. So maybe somebody sees it on your feed and they adopt. But let's hit you with some numbers right here.
All right.
428,000. Now, this is just in the U.S. where we're based. 428,000 children are in foster care.
Wow, that's a lot.
Now, Carlin and his sister were in foster care. We adopted them when Carlin was 5 and she was 3. She was only born with 1 kidney and it was jacked up. And birth mom didn't really do the things she needed to do when they were born and didn't get it taken care of. So now she's living with a kidney that only operates at 60%, which is not good. She'll eventually need a kidney transplant. So those were things that we had to take into consideration when we adopted. Those were definitely hurdles.
Yes.
There are 135,000 children adopted in the U.S. every year. So
that's less than the kids who are in foster care.
Well, and that's not only the 135,000 that get adopted. That's all kids. That's not just the foster care kids. So that's babies that are born and things like that. So there's even less from that number when you think about it coming out of foster
Wow.
care. Okay? Now, among these children, like this guy right here,
Yeah.
males outnumber females. African American children, guess what? You're African American children. Okay? They are disproportionately represented. That means there's more of them. And over half are 6 years old or older. Now, Carlin, we adopted him at 5, his sister at 3. They were already considering breaking them up as a sibling pair when he would become 6 years old. Definitely by 8 years old, they would have split them up to find her a home, make sure she had somebody that was going to help take care of her health issues, and they would have split them up like that.
Yep.
So tell the people watching while I scroll through some of the comments what adoption meant to you and what you wanted when you were in your foster home and how it felt, that kind of thing.
Okay. So I was in foster care when I was about 4, and when I got there, I had met my foster brother Aiden, and he had become my best friend. We did everything together, and I had so much fun with him. But
We won't say the last name, but you wanted.
Yes.
Okay, go ahead. I'll let you finish that story.
every night I would pray that I would get a permanent family, because I knew that that wasn't going to be my family forever, and I was just hoping for the day to come where I would finally get a family,
Well,
like
no,
a
you
permanent
did want
one.
to be in that family at first, right?
At first,
At
yes.
first, you used to pray every night, I want my last name to be that family's last name. I want my last name to be that name. And then when we adopted you, our name actually is their last name.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
Even though we go by our stage names online.
Yeah.
So our actual last name was that foster family's last name. So his prayer was answered. I don't know if his prayer was answered by me, because I'm a jerk. But his prayer was answered. Mike Botto says, I am adopted and proud to be.
Oh,
I am
awesome.
also a dad now to my daughter and 2 stepsons, and my life is complete. Yeah, I thought my life was complete when I adopted him and his sister, and then my wife had 2 kids on birth control. Boom, there you go. Things happen, Mike. Good job, Mike. Mike is a top fan over at Life of Dad.
Cool.
Boom, boom, powered by Life of Dad. Love doing that. Okay, and Damhin, I'm not sure how to pronounce your name, buddy. I'm sorry. I wish all the new info and wisdom had been available long ago. Closed adoptions were basically selling children. There were cases of selling children, but not all closed adoptions are selling children. Aaron said, I've known my daughter since she was 16 months old, adopted her when she was 7, and now at the age of 16, she lives with me full time. Awesome.
Cool.
Yaro Ramirez was adopted. The influence I received as a child was amazing. Yes. South Carolina has a great foster to adopt program, says Rebecca. Okay, for the person that said adoption's too expensive, if you adopt from foster care in the U.S., you actually don't have that many fees to pay. There's a couple lawyers' fees. You have to pay to get a background check. You have to pay to get fingerprinted. All of these things I had to do, treat like a criminal to adopt this guy. But there are organizations like Bethany.org, which is one of the charities we support on our prize wheel, which you'll see pop up later. Bethany.org took care of most of those fees for us. But if you were to adopt in foster care, you're looking at, you could spend less than $500, which is pretty amazing.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Although no more than 2% of Americans have actually adopted, more than 1/3 have considered it. And money's an issue that pops up all the time. The average child waits for an adopted family for more than 3 years. He was in foster care for 2 years. The average age of children waiting for an adopted family is 8. And once they're past age 8, it becomes very hard to get them placed because people want babies. U.S. citizens completed 19,000 international adoptions in 2007, which declined to 9,000 in 2011 because international adoptions had become more restrictive. Look, here's the thing, and I'm just going to say it. People want white babies. That's what they want. Or they want babies. Babies are a big thing. People are, I want them my whole life. I don't want a kid with problems. Well, let me tell you, I've met kids that were born into a family. They come out with problems. you can deal with problems. Your daughter may be born with a missing kidney like my daughter was. Having your own child does not solve the problem of having a child that doesn't have issues. And adopting a baby doesn't mean you're not adopting issues too. There are many psychology studies that say some of the things that affect kids in their teens, 20s, 30s, stuff that happened in vitro. They really believe that. And in the first year of their life. So just getting a baby and getting a white baby is not the holy grail of adoption. And actually, that's where the expense comes in, getting a baby. Why don't you read these two while I check some of these messages we've got?
All right. This one says 6 in 10 Americans have had personal experience with adoption.
All right.
So that's more than half.
6 in 10 Americans have been touched by adoption somehow. It's in their family, their friends, that kind of thing.
Well, that's good. Around 7 million Americans are adopted.
All right. Mike McDonald said, I was adopted 44 years ago. I would for sure adopt if I couldn't have kids. I would like to encourage you to adopt even if you have kids. Christine's an adoptee. Look, people are like, I've already got 2 kids. I've already got 3 kids. I can't handle it. Ours went backwards. We adopted 2 kids, got stuck with 2 more kids. But hey, I think we still would have done it the opposite way. I'd like to think so, but I would encourage you to look into foster care adoption. There are kids getting separated from their siblings, and there are kids over 8 that sometimes once they hit that magical age of 8, they get stuck in the system until they're 18. And then the foster care families are like, yeah, that's it. Like, that's it. They just have to leave. And if they haven't qualified for college scholarships or they don't have a good vocational training, a lot of kids in foster care exit out into homelessness. It's very common, very high, scary numbers. I didn't find those numbers for today. Brittany said, my husband wanted to adopt when I'm in school in a year or 2. We would love to add to our family. Boom. And not restricting ourselves to a baby. Or a white baby, right? Scott Kane, good job. I adopted my son when he was 8. See, this is what I'm talking about, Scott.
Good job, Scott.
I couldn't imagine life without him. He's 23 now. Well, now he's out of the house. Good job. You got rid of him, Scott. So you only have to keep him for a few years. Kara Kramer Rapp, we want to adopt. Good. Jessica Barr said, my parents waited for a baby on a 6-year list. They got me in 4 years because there was 2 years worth of people that didn't want a biracial baby. Curse words, curse words, curse words. When my mom got the call that said, would you like a biracial baby? She's like, what? Yeah, did you say baby? Yeah. Good job, Jessica. Good job, good job, good job. Well, you didn't do it. Good job, Jessica's mom. Let's see. Somebody asked, did we finish our homework? I guess because it's after school show. Actually, we had shot day today, so that was our homework. Rebecca Ship says she has a toddler. We're looking into getting her some older siblings. Boom. So here's the thing. There's 500,000 kids right now in foster care. Not all of them are up for adoption because they try to reconcile kids with their family if they can. But 100, 200,000 of those kids right now need a home. You probably have a home. That's where you're watching us from. So go ahead and look into adoption. Go to Bethany.org, which is where we adopted through. They paid almost all of our costs. Our costs were as nominal as you can get, as close to zero as you can get.
It's pretty amazing.
So that's pretty awesome. There are places that will help, and you can go to Adopt US Kids, all those things.
Yes.
All right,
well,
so there you go.
thank
And the other key point, don't hold out for a white baby. I've got 2 of them. They're not that great, to be honest.
All right, well, guys, thank you for listening to what we have to say about adoption, and we're just wanting to spread awareness about this.
All right.
All right. Now it's time for Weird News of the Day.
Hey, on to something funny. Well, it wasn't funny for this lady. I'm loving our new Weird News intro.
All right, so...
Uh-oh. What just happened? Whoa! Okay. New buttons. We got it under control.
All right,
Okay, here we
so
go.
our weird news of the day today is that a helicopter wheel crashed through the roof of a Chicago home. How crazy is that?
Okay, not only through the Chicago home, it's in their bathroom. Like, you could have been sitting on your toilet and looked up into the sky. You heard this noise.
That would be funny.
If you weren't making a number 2 to begin with, you were making a number 2 then. Because a helicopter wheel bouncing through my ceiling is going to make a number 2 happen. I know
It's pretty
number 1's
crazy.
happening.
Man, I wonder how that happened though. I guess it just popped off and fell on the person's house.
Yeah, I mean, there's been stories about how airplanes eject their toilet, stuff,
Oh,
refuse
wow.
stuff, and it freezes in the air. When it's very high up, stuff freezes, water, right? It's that blue water, and it's come down in chunks and like chunked through people's houses before. It rarely ever happens because so much of the world is unpopulated, not exact cities and stuff like that, but it does happen. Like frozen pee and poop has like crashed through people's houses. But
Think about that, guys. That's so nasty.
I guess I would rather die from a tire hitting me in the head than imagine if frozen pee and poop fell out of the sky into your bathroom and killed you while you were going to the bathroom. That's very meta. That's a poopy day. Family friendly language on the after school show. All right,
All right, well, it's time to spin the Wheel of Weekends now.
well, go get it.
Here we
What did I
go.
adopt you for? Get the wheel. Why did they adopt that kid? I like how the
Alright.
color like matches up with our screen perfectly now.
yeah, that's
on
so
the new
cool.
set. We can
Alright.
almost like hold it up. That's pretty cool. All right,
All right, let's spin it.
let's stop the video about this toilet.
This landed on Help a Child in Need again. Oh, so that
That's
means
what later on
we'll...
Tuesday. Actually, you know what? Instead of Help a Child in Need, because that goes to a different charity, Cranial Bears, we're going to move it to Adopt Me. And
Okay,
we're going
so-
to make sure that goes to Bethany.org today, our donation for today. Just on our main topic, Pauline was saying, why don't you put that down? I was adopted. I adopted my son from birth. I was 18 and met him again when. She put her son up for adoption at birth, and she was 18, and she met him again when she was 39, when she was pregnant again for the second time with triplets. It was great to know he was brought up in a great loving home. See, what Pauline realized was like, I'm 18. I'm ill-equipped. Some 18-year-olds have babies, it works out. She herself felt ill-equipped. And so she was like, I'm gonna give him maybe a better starting off point than what she was able to offer him. That's pretty awesome, Pauline. Not enough credits given to the moms that go through the very tough decision and dads of putting children up to adopted. Curtis said he was adopted. Ashley said she would
wow.
love to adopt one day. I've never met anyone who's adopted, and I guarantee you've met somebody who's adopted. And I've never met any, I'm not adopted myself, but I constantly take in, abandon, and abuse animals. So she adopts animals. That's awesome. But I guarantee you, somebody in your life is adopted. You just don't realize it. A lot of familial adoptions take place. John was adopted. Matt said me too. To Curtis, he's either adopted or wanted to. I don't know.
This just makes you think about how many people that are watching are adopted.
Usually
That's
we
so
would have
neat.
ended the show by now, but this is great stories. Donald said, I was adopted at the age of 2. Me and my dad were never close, but I was always glad that he was there and I had the support if I needed it. He had insecurities growing up about his family, but that was, he still was happy that he was cared for by a dad. That's pretty awesome, man. That's pretty great. Okay, and Cassie Burwell says, we adopted, it is awesome. Good job, Cassie. All right, well, that's it for our show this week. This was our first week back, according to all the button missing I did, which is kind of getting used to our new layout here in our new studio. We're super happy that you joined us.
Yes, thank you so much, guys.
Either at youtube.com/afterschoolshow or facebook.com/lifeofdad. Be sure to follow us on Instagram. We usually post up stuff on the weekends.
After school show.
All right, and we will see you Tuesday, okay?
Thanks so much for watching, guys. See you later.
Here's young Carlin.
Click here and subscribe to our channel, and click here if you want to watch more awesome videos. Come on, click.
Now sit back and enjoy the